Yo, guys. Yo. What's going on, guys? Tonight, it is time for you all to know the truth. To know the real reason as to why everything kind of fell apart before. So let me go ahead and introduce myself. So this is Nick speaking. I'm also not going to be alone in this. I have someone here for emotional support and to also make sure I don't derail. It's Brooke.
I'm Mickey Mouse. I'm sorry. This is a serious stream, but yeah.
To let you guys know that this stream has a massive trigger warning. A very massive trigger warning for those that are victims of PDFs, victims of
SA. Yeah.
I recommend that you guys brace yourself for a very crazy experience. So, but yeah. All right.
I'm gonna put myself like this because I'm small.
So the reason why Brandy, Dodger, and Metal have not been shown since Multi-Snaps and will no longer be a part of the series is because the actors for those characters have made a big impact on both the channel and myself personally on a negative level. What we're going to be doing is I'm going to be explaining things from start to finish on the events that have transpired. Oh boy. All right.
By the way, I do see people saying I'm Amy. I'm just in this to be in this. We're not the characters. This is out of character. Serious topics.
Yeah. Also, I want to appreciate, despite this being late as it is, I appreciate the 200 people to come and hear me out on things.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Thank you.
So, in order for all this to be understood, we gotta go back. We gotta go back to 2017. The beginning of me and SSJ Blake's friendship. We met in 2017 and everything was amazing. You know, everything was awesome. Like, we met through the Dragon Ball community on VR chat, and it was a really fun experience. Very, very fun. And, you know, we had fun together. He was the Vegeta to my Goku. And it sparked a friendship that I never thought I'd have before. Because in my early days, before I even got involved with VR chat, I was a very lonely person who had not a lot of friends and not a lot of people to talk to. Then VR chat came in. That's how I met Blake, through the Dragon Ball community on there. basically, to kind of put things into perspective, we went from being friends to just brothers at that point. Like I said, he was the Vegeta of my Goku.
Did you put the thing for where was it in the timeline where that happened?
What? You gotta be specific, please.
You know, the crush.
Yeah, it's there.
Wait.
But I'd say like that whole thing's kind of like a little irrelevant.
Well, no, I do feel like it's relevant for
Okay, well, then I'll just say it anyway. It got to a point that after, you know, he and I kind of got close, and he didn't know this. He didn't know this at all. But yeah, he didn't until later.
Oh, until later.
Yeah, I had feelings for the guy. I had feelings for Blake. He was actually the first guy that I had a crush on. And so then comes the time when Blake left in 2018. He left off the face of the planet in 2018, and I never saw him since. I never got any messages from him. I never gotten anything. That is until he came back in early of 2020. You know, he and I reconnected. We started talking a lot more, and everything was fun. Like, it was exactly how it was, you know. And then I invited him over to my channel because he saw how great my channel was going, and I said, well, if you want, you could be my Vegeta or my Shadow. And you know, that's how it was. Not only that, but that was when he also became Boom Sonic as well. He basically went from doing figure reviews on his channel to a VR chat character channel.
Yeah.
When that happened, it was when me and Brenna first met in 2021. As a matter of fact, it was also at somewhere around the time when Sonic Multiverse ended. But from that point, that was when I transitioned over to the VR chat content. I was a questie. Blake was my cameraman.
Yeah.
When I realized that formula wasn't quite working, I realized that I had enough money to buy me a brand new computer. And that's when the PC stuff happened, and, you know, and then that's when he started doing the same thing with the VR chat stuff. So time went on. We went through a lot of bullshit together, a lot of drama together. And then that's when I met Brenna, 2021. I get introduced to her character, and this was probably one of the big turning points for me and Blake. But eventually I kind of got out of it a little bit, but it still lingered in my mind. I had basically moved on from my feelings from Blake, and you can probably guess who I had feelings for prior. It was Brenna. I had feelings for her. Blake knew. She knew. And then after that, she And then after that, he kind of swooped in. Took the opportunity.
Oh, about the Brenna thing.
Yes.
I will also clarify. Brenna did know. Brenna, like, it's a weird situation, right? Because Nick liked both Blake and Brenna, and they ended up with each other. And not Blake, but Brenna did lead him on, which is weird, right? That's why the ship happened in the first place on this channel, by the way. Like, it's because of that. And it was weird. It was just generally weird, you know? But in the coming future, you can see how this eventually clashes and why they ended up leaving. You know, they, like, a lot of it is just they were never upfront about how they truly felt, both of them, not just Blake but Brenna too. And you'll see in the story that, you know, many other people can attest to this. They would not be upfront, whether it's they were scared of how the other people would feel, or you know, it's just a personal thing, or some sort of gain from it. But Nick was he fell victim to this a lot, and it was a very unhealthy relationship, and you'll come to realize why. And this is before the worst part.
Oh yeah, it gets worse. It gets a lot worse.
It gets worse, but yeah.
But yeah, I also want to say that see, the thing is that they knew that both of them knew that I had feelings for Brenna. They just never told me anything. No communication, nothing. It wasn't until a situation that occurred that happened between Darkbox and this other guy that was basically making a whole live stream about me for no fucking reason. And given the fact that I never experienced that kind of level of thing before when it comes to being a big YouTuber, it really shook me to my very core, and I literally threw up. Darkbox can literally attest to this. He can agree with me that I literally threw up. He heard it. And that was when I found out through all of that, both Blake and Brenna, despite me texting them and calling them, they never picked up, never answered. Only Darkbox was there for me. And both Blake and Brenna pulled me into a call. Blake feels like shit about it, that he wasn't there for me. And then that's when he admits to me that he really loves Brenna, and that even added more salt to the wound.
And again, this did, like, it was weird, right? Because
Darkbox,
as an outsider, huh?
No, I was reading something to myself. It says TJverse said that Darkbox is a true friend.
Yeah, he is. He's been, despite everything that happened, Dark has been he's been very, he never gave up on him, and on top of it, he's just been generally good to him. He completely understands. From an outside standpoint, when I started talking to Nick again, I think it was 2022.
I think right? It was, yeah, 2022.
Yeah. I also, like, I figured he had a crush on um on Brenna, right? I had met her in an instance that she was there was an instance where someone had made very crude comments to her, and she was wildly uncomfortable, but she did nothing about, and I had to come in and defend her because she was just shocked and shaken and all that stuff, right? And you know, that happens with people. That's understandable. Not everybody can defend themselves, but both her and Blake have put them in a situation where they're together, but Brenna's like, she's role playing, dating Multi, which they initially were gonna do because they were interested. Like, you see the problem here. You see, it's it's a little and yeah, like it does kind of like take a toll in the coming years. Sorry, I'll let you continue now.
Yeah. You sense a red flag? Yeah, I know, and I feel like a dumb. I feel so stupid for not realizing this shit. Even when I told Darkbox about this, he said that it was messed up. I should have fucking listened to him. But anyway, after they got together, after some time passed, they started changing. They changed their attitude towards a lot of people. They changed their attitude towards Blake's exes. They changed their attitude towards a lot of people. Referred to one of my friends that he dated as a kiss ass.
Can I also state something really quick? One thing that the general public doesn't also know is when I met them, especially Blake, he would fluster a lot of girls, right? A lot of girls. Like, he would utilize, you know, being Shadow or being Boom Sonic.
Or Bad Shadow.
I actually met... Huh?
Or Bad Shadow, because that was another one of his...
Yeah, there's that too. Yeah. A lot of it was to fluster girls, and more than that. But yeah, no, I had actually stopped talking to Nick and Blake for a time because they would do that a lot, and I had a really bad mindset of who Nick was. And yeah, I feel like that came into play with Nick and Blake as far as like how they interacted with girls and how they interacted with other people. And I don't know, it wasn't healthy. It was either drama related or that, and there was no between. And then obviously when he went with Brenna, things changed because he couldn't do that anymore. He couldn't just do that anymore, you know. He couldn't just sit there and just like flirt with all the girls in the world. So that was partially why the change. Sorry, I'll go back to you. Hi, broker.
Yeah. But yeah, they started changing. They started changing a lot, and it even got to a point where, because of them, I was never able to keep a relationship, nor get one. And also, same thing goes with friendships too. For example, there was this person that I introduced them to a while back. I forgot their name, but they used to go by the name of Comic Sans on VR chat, but not anymore.
Comic Sans.
Yeah, but they go by something else now because they left the Undertale community. But
Fishy was an example of that too.
Yeah. But the thing is that they would they would develop this habit of judging people before getting to know them.
Yeah.
They would judge so many people without even getting the chance to even know them. Ever. They would always do that, constantly, and it would hurt, but it would feel like I would be trapped, you know, like I couldn't speak my mind about any of that.
Yeah.
They start saying that, like, oh, you know, they thought of her as a good person, chill and funny, but then after they met again and then she left the world, he told me that he doesn't want to see her ever again. I'm just like, what are you doing? This isn't you. This is not you. This isn't who you were before. And he didn't care.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well,
then you know, then the same thing goes with like relationships too. There was a relationship that I was about to have, and they were the reasons why it never worked out. It's because of them. They would
a lot of it was
they would
just,
dictate.
yeah.
They would dictate a lot of my relationships and friendships, how I should treat them, what I should do, what, like, cut them out of my life. Like, you know, they wouldn't. I can't even last one day without them wanting to, you know, breathe down my neck, without, you know, them telling, like, oh, like, you know, come hang with us, come hang with us, come hang with us. I'm like, I'm hanging with people, and then they're just telling me, like, well, come hang with us. I'm like, bro, like, let me have my moment, dude. Come on.
Yeah. May I interject? Dark Box, AG, Fish, those people are few examples of people that Blake was like, no, you shouldn't be friends with anymore. Like those people.
I didn't even get.
We're definitely like.
I didn't even get Dark Box and everyone else's side of the story. I just blindly went with them.
Yeah.
I didn't even do that.
It almost happened with me too. We'll talk about that soon. I was the nail on the coffin that changed everything forever.
But then that's when this person by the name of Kiryu-chan appears in my server. They would talk a lot of shit about my videos, a lot of shit about my character, Multiverse Sonic. They would talk a lot of shit, you know, just say blunt opinions, basically. But we'll get back to that guy soon. It doesn't take until about, like, you know, somewhere around 2023 where they left my server. But again, we'll push that aside for now. It gets to a point that after the stuff that happened with Darkbox and his friends, it got to a point where Blake and Brenna would constantly want to leave. Did you guys know that this cycle of them leaving and staying in my series happened 5 times? First they would leave,
5.
then they would come back, then they would leave again, then come back. 5 times, guys. 5 times.
Yep.
5 fucking times that I had to put up with that. It wasn't until the 5th time that I was like, you know what? Fine. Go ahead. You can leave, but make sure this is the last time this happens, because I've been dealing with this 4 times now, and this is the 5th time you guys did this. Once you're gone, you can't come back. Anyway.
Can I quickly say what Broker said?
Yeah.
Broker says, I really hope those two are watching the live stream, not gonna lie, just to make sure they are not welcome in the side of the internet ever again. They are terrible people. And I agree full-heartedly. You guys watching, y'all are stinky. Grow up. Be better.
Yeah.
Be honest for once in your life.
Yeah. So, after some time, comes the Two-Face stuff. The Two-Face. No Batman.
Oh my god.
the two-faced attitude starts. It basically, I'll throw an example out there. Brookie. Thank you, 305 people that joined. Thank you very much.
Can I say this part?
Go ahead.
So, the initial design for Bad Sonic was made by this not safe for work Sonic artist called Nowakowski, right? The design was cute and stuff, but I was like, I want to see if we can change it, right? Because they were having issues with someone else when it came to designs and all that stuff. I don't know. A lot of hooba dooba bullshit. And I was like, what if I tried designing it? So I made an attempt, and I'm going to say this attempt was not great. You know, a lot of people say I'm a good artist, but I'm not. That doesn't mean I always have good art, you know, like especially back then. I still had, like, my artwork was very flimsy. I had three different types of art I would put out that, like, I don't know. My the way I drew would not be consistent, in other words. And so at the time I drew something for them, you know, and I don't just draw for nobody, especially at the time, even Nick. Like, I didn't draw for Nick almost at all.
Nope.
And so I drew that for him, and you know, Blake and Brenda said they look good, right? Behind my back to Nick, they were like, it wasn't. And here's the thing, I would have wanted to hear it was bad. They had no reason to lie. I would have wanted the criticism, but no, they were too scared about that. I don't know. But, you know, it's little things like that, like, you know, it's either they're scared of confrontation, or it's just, you know, it's something within them. I don't know. I don't know. It hurts. It hurts.
Yeah.
It hurts, guys.
But, so yeah, that was an example of their two-faced behavior. I think I should only use that as an example. There was another one. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, broker. I appreciate you giving me permission to do so. So, yeah. Then comes the, even though that they had finally fucking left my channel, the illusion of control never stopped. It never stopped. They would always try in some way, shape, or form to control my shit. Constantly. Like, I was like, why do you have an opinion now? Why? You're practically a fan at this point. You have went from an actor to a fan.
Can I quickly say what Fishy said? If that's okay.
I'd say we get down to my stuff first, and then we could talk about other experiences.
Yeah, we'll talk about the other experiences after.
Yeah. So yeah, like, they would never stop trying to control my shit. Ever. It would never stop. And the thing is that I released the video of multi-snaps. I even showed them the video. I showed it to them. This is another example of their two-faced behavior, by the way. Some people in my Discord server would know this. And those that are new to my Discord server, just keep this in mind. I would show them the video. They loved it. They loved the video. They loved it. They loved the way that I sent Brandy, Dodger, and Metal off. They liked the way that I did it. They even liked the whole Genesis Wave thing. They loved the research that I did. They loved all of it. It wasn't until a month after I uploaded that video They go into my server after one of my fans drew a picture of Universe Shadow and their boyfriend Jack. Blake and Brenna immediately go in and start villainizing Multiverse Sonic. Let me ask y'all a question. Why do you think in the Dark Solar video, the video where Solar goes dark for the first time, why do you think that I had that idea of all those villagers shitting on Multi? Why do you think that?
It was because of them. Well, specifically Blake.
Yes. Now, those that are in my Discord server, I want y'all to go into that Discord server, type in the word villain into the search bar, and you'll see them villainizing my character. You will see it. Clear as day.
I'm gonna do that right now, actually. That's so... the new one? Obviously,
Yes,
I mean...
the new one, yes. So, to those that are on mobile, the way...
Search for villain.
The way that, the way that it works for searching things on a Discord server... Yes, and Shadow was the one to help me out with that shit. I will say that. Shadow was the one to help me out with that. But,
It does take you a bit.
Yeah, so those that are on mobile, if you're in my Discord server, go to my server and you'll see a thing at the top of the, or at the bottom of the multiversal plane, you'll see a search thing.
Oh, so it's okay. Can I read this real quick?
Yes.
So
if not, then Brooke will read it to you. Brooke will probably read it to you.
This person named Gabi, 6/12,
That's
2023.
That's Blake.
7:44 p.m. Multi is kind of a villain regardless of the situation, erasing the memories of his friends and family, causing them to suffer, not even realizing what happened most of their life. Leeway suffers the most. Think about it. Although the universe is saved, it still causes his family and friends to suffer as their lives are completely ruined. But if he left them dead, at least they would all be okay in this afterlife and still be together as a family. You know what's funny about that? You know what's so funny about that? So Nick had came to me the day when, you know, they finally made that final decision to actually leave for good. And I was like, we can make it work. We can do some other thing. I could help you out if you want. I don't know how to do this stuff. I mean,
but you're willing
it worked
to learn.
Yeah, I was willing to learn. The funny thing about that, Blake and Brenna just wanted to straight up kill them off. No reason why, just kill them off. And they were like, you could do whatever you want with it because we don't care.
If they
do
didn't
you now?
Care, why?
Do you now?
If they didn't care, why would they Why? Why? It makes no sense. And I know you guys can agree with me on this. Why does that in any way, shape, or form make any sense? Why?
Oh, this is... It hurts my brain, right? Because it's like, what do they really want? Like, I truly don't understand. Like, I get the fact that they want to leave, right? I get it because of the fact that I can imagine Blake doesn't want his girl being shipped with his friend. Like, I get that. And he probably was uncomfortable about that, but never said anything. He never said anything. Brenna never said anything. In fact, initially, Brenna didn't want to leave either. It was just Blake initially. And he forced Brenna to leave with him. I remember that vivid as day. It's just stupid, right?
Yeah.
Let's not even consider the fact that he had kicked me out of the server despite the fact that he shouldn't even have been a mod. He shouldn't even have been a mod, and was forcing him to like unfriend me, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Tell me when.
You told me not to derail.
I'm
the
sorry.
timeline.
I'm sorry. But this that has to do with it. It does have to do with it. But yeah.
Getting back on track here. Basically, they in a sense left my server. After some time, in a sense, they then start to begin this whole manipulation tactic and guilt tripping me to get an actual job in real life instead of me relying on YouTube all the time. And what they didn't understand was my living conditions, my environment that I live in, right? They didn't understand that. They didn't get it. They didn't understand that they wanted me to go out and get a job and stop making YouTube videos, stop doing all this, and then just do all that. Like, that's like, come on, man.
To clarify, so like, how it happened, right? And I think I saw Knight Rider said Blake of all people telling you that. So he finally got his own job. He started working as a mall cop. He started working as a mall cop.
I don't know. It was like a thing out of Lowe's. It was like a thing out of Lowe's, I think. I don't know. But the point is that he had a job. He had a job.
Yes. So because he had a job, he thought, you know, now again, part of the thing was, after they left, they were trying to get Sane's canon on Multi's channel.
Yes. Did you guys know that there was a point that they wanted to have Multi get with Blaze? Did you guys know that? They wanted that. Craziest thing is I didn't even know that. Like, I didn't know that completely. Because we were in a role play, right? And he's like, okay, let's try Sane's. And I mean, I don't hate the ship. It's just, it's not my cup of tea. I don't know. I just don't see it as much as I do. Like, I did want to ship with him. I did. I did. I did. But, you know, I didn't want to do it with Blaze because I felt like she had a different dynamic with him, you know, like as a story standpoint. Like, I felt like it didn't feel right. So when I started playing Surge, that's we did it in a role play, and that's how things kind of fleshed out. And we made her the villain, and then we made her the friend, and now we're making but yeah,
but the thing was, they wanted his channel to thrive initially, and then when Blake got a job, he's like, actually, you know, and this is how he did it, by the way. He didn't just go to Nick and say, hey, you should get a job instead of doing the YouTube thing. No, he in their server was like, hey, I was having great time at my job. Now, if only someone else would get a job for once.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
That was like...
Excuse me? And then they were... And at this point in time, I will say, at this point in time, Nick was distancing themselves from him. Like, Nick was distancing from Blake and Brenna, and they, like, this is where, like, Blake and Brenna were like, why aren't you seeing us anymore? Why aren't you hanging out with us anymore? Why aren't we seeing you? I wonder why.
Yeah, I'm just like, why? Like, why do you think I never showed myself anymore? Why? Why do you think? And like, and like, why do you think that? Oh, there's my guardian angel right there, Speedy Blue.
Hi, we're
no homo, Dark. No homo.
Wow, I'm right.
I'm sorry.
I'm kidding.
But anyway. Sorry. So when it came down
But yeah, back
to when it came down to like, you know, them wanting me to like get a job and all that stuff, I wanted to, you know, like as great as it sounded, I didn't, at the end of the day, I never asked them for their help. I never did. Ever. I never fucking did. Ever. And and them, you know, Blake telling me how he if only a certain someone in here can get a job and all that stuff. I'm just like, bro, are you my friend or are you my dad? You can't be both. Like, but anyway, in a sense, you know, they were controlling. They not only went from controlling my channel, but also my very life. And then it got to a point where they threatened our friendship over a situation that had nothing to do with me. All I was doing was playing Minecraft with Shadow. I was playing Minecraft with Shadow, and then that's when I get a message from Blake telling me that if I didn't unfriend Brookie, he would unfriend me. A huge argument basically happens. They said that they're gonna actually sleep on it now. Because after the point that I wished my goodbyes and thanking them for everything that they've done for me, only the good parts, mind you, like, I don't ever mean any egotistical links when I say this, but I'm literally the fucking reason why those two are happy. I was the reason why they got together. I was the reason why they visited each other in real life. You guys saw those streams that I did, those donation streams. Because of you guys, you and myself are the reason why they are happy right now. You guys helped them raise enough money to not only visit each other, but the next time that they went to go to each other, it was going to be a permanent stay. You guys and myself are the reasons why they are happy. And what did they do? What did they do? Big fuck you. That's what they did. That's what they did.
They treated it like, you know, it was something they accomplished on their own accord, and they treated you like nothing. And that was a big thing.
And then after, like, I even brought all that shit up in our argument as well. And then they were saying, like, oh, so now you're trying to use what you've done for us as a way to get yourself out of this. I'm like, no, I'm literally using this to spit facts at you guys. How, like, mind you, I only got a thanks from Brenna for all the things that I did for those two. I never once got a single thank you from Blake. Ever. And, oh, I already discussed that, Dark. I already discussed that part. But, and how you were the only person there that was with me throughout that whole fucking situation. You were the only person that was there. Yeah. Anyway, then comes the point where Blake blocks me on everything. YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, everywhere. Everywhere. I suddenly figure out that I wasn't the only one that got blocked. I thought that, oh, okay, I guess he made his decision then. Okay, good fucking riddance. But then I realized I wasn't the only one that got blocked. Simi also got blocked.
Yeah, that was weird.
It was weird at first, but then came the biggest, disgusting turning point.
Oh, yeah, that.
This is where things really hit the fan, guys, and I hope you guys are prepared for this. Be prepared for this because
trigger warning.
Trigger warning to the max, everyone.
This is where funny enough, like, while all that stuff was happening, this was happening in the background, and it took later that year for us to find what he had been doing in the background with that alt account.
Yeah. So, brace yourselves, because I'm about to say this in 3, 2, 1. I was in a VC with Simi and his girlfriend, Raven. You guys know them as Hime Goth. By the time I got there, after some jokes that we said to each other and, you know, played around a couple minutes, Simi tells me, "Hey, Nick, I have to tell you something, by the way." I said, "What?" He says, "It turns out you were right about Blake." I'm like, "What? What do you mean?" And he says, "It turns out he is actually a PDF." I think y'all know what I mean.
The victim under question was 14.
Yes.
How old was Blake at the time?
He's like a year younger than me. So around 2023. I was 22, turning 23. He was
21.
He was 21.
Yeah. He
And I'm here to tell you guys this. I have, thanks to Simi, I have the proof on hand right now. I literally have it. What I found.
I will say.
What? Huh?
Uh-oh.
No, go
you
ahead.
go ahead. Sorry.
What I have found.
That's thanks to the person who gave it to me.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, but the signs were there of him making NSFW minor characters. Yeah. Blake did make a lot of sus images of characters who were minors.
So to clarify, that same account that Blake used to basically harass Nick.
Wait. Actually, yeah, hold on. Yeah, I was actually gonna say that, actually.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
When I showed the evidence. I'm about to tell you guys something that is the biggest shocker. The biggest backstabbing betrayal I have ever had in my life. Because this is a guy that I had known for 7 fucking years. 7 fucking years. And he turns out like this.
Yeah.
Remember back when I told you guys about the whole Kiryu-chan person? Well, guess what? I'm about to show you guys something really fucking shocking about this. I'm about to show the proof. 3, 2, 1. As you can see, Kiryu-chan and Blake are the same person. Blake had an alternate account in my server just to talk shit about me. And not only that, this shows his encounters with this minor. That's...
Both of these are alt accounts, by the way. This other count is another alt account of that minor.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then...
I had to look myself.
And then... we have... Exhibit B.
Yeah, it's gross.
I'll let you guys read that for a sec.
Yeah.
And then finally, well, actually, no, those are the two things that I have when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah.
Yes. There is one more piece of evidence, but it's completely different. well, it does revolve around the same topic, but I will let you guys know. When I saw that Kiryu-chan and Blake were the same person, I was hurt beyond repair. Brooke heard this, and so did Simi, and so did Raven. I threw shit all over my room. I was crying, I was angry, I was rageful, I was so fucking mad. I was so pissed off that I had trusted this guy for 7 years. 7 years! 7 years! And he goes and does this shit.
Ambiguous, by the way, fishy.
Yes.
They don't know. So
yes.
I blurred out the names.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah. So. And it was the biggest backstab I've ever had in my life. You guys have no idea. It's so nerve-wracking that I trusted him. I fell for his shit. All these years, the shit that happened with me and Darkbox and his friends was all him. But I blame myself because I fell for it. And then a couple months pass after me trying to recover from all of this. Me trying to recover from all this, I get a message from Brenna. I will show the message that she sent.
Before you do that, I wanna also state this went on from the start of when the multi-snaps. This started at that point. As far as we know, it started there and lasted for months.
Yes. The encounters with the minor in question started back in July. June or July. And it went all the way to October. All the way to October.
I wanna also say, like, that server I said in question, they were both in that server. As far as I knew, that was how they knew each other. That server was there for years and years and years. And to this day, unfortunately, the people there do kind of blame the minor as well. And I hate it. But yeah, but back to what you were gonna say.
Yeah. So then I get this message from Brenna months later. And to answer your question, Emily, about, Brenna not saying anything about this, she did. Your questions will be answered on this screenshot right here. I will read this out to you guys. To those that can't see very well. I'll read this out to y'all.
Yeah.
Alright. She says, "Hey, timing was awful for all of this. Like, incredibly so."
Oh, you should show it first. Are you showing it?
Yes. I'm sorry that I never got back to you. I was too afraid to do so. You most likely have heard what happened, and I'm sorry we went silent. Blake and I are still together, but he's fully abandoned his YouTube. All the stuff there's surgery stuff that she had to go through. Says, "I would like to just apologize for anything that I have done to hurt you in any way. I'm sorry I would just jump to conclusions and snap. There is no excuse for how I acted. It was fear of replacement and it got out of hand. just know that we still care about you, and I still look through old content we've done together fondly. I'd like to still be your friend if at all possible. I'm sorry for hurting you. I think about you a lot, and I should have reacted differently. I let fear get the better of me, and I hate myself for jumping down your throat. It was never right of me, and I am ashamed of myself for doing so. I was never the type of person to do that, and I've been working on stopping that. I'm sorry for everything, Nick, and I hope one day you may forgive me and Blake. One last thing, I still have that's another personal thing. I'm sorry. You may block me if you need to. I completely understand. Just know I know what happened. I was furious with him. Keep in mind, she said this. Do you see that? I was furious with him. Bury that in your minds for a second, okay? Bury that in your minds. It says, and he has learned his lesson. He knows what he did was wrong. And I'm sorry for everything that has happened. Then this changes. It says, also, I will state this now. Blake isn't a PDF. He didn't do it for pleasure. He told me that he was due to his horrible, horrible mental state. He knows what he did was horrible. When it happened, he realized he fucked up and shut it down quick. Shut it down quick! Shut it down quick! He did this since June to October! What do you mean quick? What do you mean?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yikes. Yikes.
What do you...
Yikes.
What do you mean? Quick! That wasn't quick! It wasn't quick! It wasn't!
Nick, take a deep breath. Before continuing.
Okay, yeah.
I know. It's a lot. But yes. So, Nick and I have and a few others have suspected that, you know, considering they live together, we might believe, you know, of course this is not facts, but this could just be Brenna just being Brenna, or Blake had some involvement in making this. Because, mind you, how she sounded initially. See, here's what I don't understand, right? Does her parents know? Does her parents know at all that Brenna was cheated on by her boyfriend for a fucking kid? For a fucking 14-year-old. And mind you, he lives with her in her parents' place. As far as I know. I don't know the full story, but I do know of that. Like, if my mom saw this, had found out what happened with that, if I was dating someone who was like that, she wouldn't even give me the chance. She would be like, get the fuck out of my
Yeah.
that's just wild. Like, I don't understand how anybody thinks that's okay in that household.
What really gets to me in that stance is the fact that she says, "Oh, I was furious with Blake after what I found out. I was furious with them when I found out about this, but they're not a PDF." Like, what? What? Okay, what were you upset at him for then? What were you upset at Blake for? What were you upset at him? What?
Yeah, that makes no sense. Like, I will also admit, I am technically in this similar situation, and I'm not going to go into the deets, but yeah, in a similar situation. Not nearly as bad, but still bad. And oh boy, I don't sugarcoat it. I don't sugarcoat it to anyone. I know what happened, and I don't condone it. I don't want that person in the community. I don't want any of that. And frankly, he should be in jail. He should. For how long he's done that for, He should be in jail. He's
Yeah.
lucky he's not. He's fucking lucky.
Yeah. But to put it simply, everything that, that was basically everything that happened with me, Blake, and Brenna. I hope that you guys now completely understand everything, why I can't add these characters back in, because Blake and Brenna own these characters. Brenna owns Dodger and Brandy. Blake owns this version of Metal. I can't do anything about it.
Well, it's really we refuse to do anything about it.
Yeah, because like
Cons-
I can't
considering
own an OC that doesn't belong to me, and I
well,
can't.
like even I will state, Nick, like initially they did give me permission to use those. They did, but we're not going to. Obviously, nobody's going to, other than them in their little corner on Twitter, with 1,000 followers they have, making really gross art together.
Yeah. Another thing is that when it comes down to how I told other people about this, about Blake being a PDF, don't even get me started on Broker's reaction.
Yeah.
Broker was the most pissed out of everyone that I told. When I told Broker about all of this, he would like, okay, this was around 8 my time. Broker lives 2 hours away from me, so it would have been 10 for him. He just woken up, by the way. He had just woken up at the time. And what happened was that I told him what happened. I told him, like, hey, there's something I gotta tell you. He's like, okay, what's up? And I said, Blake is a PDF. He's like, wait, what? Like, he actually raised his fucking tone. I'd never seen something. He's like, what? I was like, sheesh, yeah. It's confirmed. It's true. And he victimized a 14-year-old. And then he goes and says he just exploded in anger. I can't even describe how he felt in that moment. He was very pissed off at the fact that not only was I deceived, at the fact that, Blake had been doing this for God knows how long, but also went as far as victimizing a minor. But yeah.
Now it lets me. I don't know why that glitch was happening before.
And the thing is that when it comes to the message that I read to you guys, that wasn't all of it. It also states that that Blake never ever sent any pictures. But the thing is, he did. The first picture that I showed you was literally the picture where he did send the picture. And it was blurred out thanks to Brooke.
I will say, since I've seen it multiple times now, unfortunately, to clarify what it was a picture. It didn't show anything like he wasn't naked, and fortunately he wasn't naked, so there's that. But he was in his underwear, and it was he was excited, we'll say that.
Yeah.
It's just like disgusting.
It was.
It's
It really
disgusting.
was.
It's disgusting how he, like, literally a few years, like a year 2 years before that, right, he had several girls wrapped around his finger, right? He didn't need to do that, but he wasn't getting power from Nick anymore, so he had to get it from somewhere else. Like, it's part of me's like, you want to know what I wish for them?
Hmm.
I wish that they seek mental help. Like, they have something that they're I don't even know, man. Like, Blake is power hungry and in the most unhealthiest way possible because he's insecure about himself in many, many ways. And there's so many ways that one can fix that, one can improve on that, one can work on that. He did not need to go to minor and do that. He did not need to control your life and the people that you're with. Like, he controlled the people that him and Brenna controlled the people he was with, despite the fact that they didn't want anything to do with their romantic relationship bullshit. I find it so ironic, right? They wanted both Blake and Brenna separately were not interested in him, yet they felt like they had every authority on his romantic status. Which, like, bro, make up your mind. Do you want to be with him or do you not? Make up your mind. Like, it's like they wanted him all to themselves.
Yeah.
And nothing else, nothing more,
was
nothing
like
less.
That they didn't, and not only that, they just didn't want me happy at all.
They were using you for their own selfish gain. And I say they now because a lot of this was Blake's fault. But Brenna is a yes man, and she just lets him walk all over her. She just lets it happen. And if she's watching this right now and she's saying, no, that's not what I do, then why the fuck is he in that house? Because if you felt what was in that message, then he would be out that house right now. You would be able to do your own things. If you cared about Nick's stuff, you'd still be able to do it. But no, you had to listen to Blake. You had to just let him trample on anything and everything that he cares and loves. And now you're making birth porn. And I hope you're happy with your life, Brenna. I hope you're happy, because this is like jobs will see that stuff from you. They will see this stream and be like, I don't think I want her in my company. Like, good luck. Same for you, Blake. Good luck. Knowing that you look up Blake ReYT. No, wait, Blake, what was it? SSJ Blake?
SSJ Blake, yeah. SSJ
Yeah,
Blake.
look up SSJ Blake.
Yeah, you can
Oh
literally,
my God.
like, see, I didn't want to believe any of this at first. That was until Blake, on his YouTube channel, admitted to his shit on his community tab. He admitted to everything. You can go on his channel right now. It's right there. If you can't find it, go through my old videos, find his channel through there. And if you do, go to his community post, and it'll show the post of him literally admitting to it. Like, but yeah.
A lot of the reason why this happened today, by the way, because I know, like, for some who do know, it's like, okay, we've already rehashed this. Why are we talking about this in even more detail? And then for others, it's like, what? You know? it's a mix of things why we decided to do this today. Specifically Nick. I'm more or less here for help, but a lot of it is, you know, a lot of this is he's been holding it in. It's just like there's a reason why when you try to message, oh, where's Brandy? Where's Dodger? Where's your wife? Where's the like it literally gets hidden.
It's yeah. I literally blocked out. I will tell you guys this. I blocked out the words Brandy, Dodger. I blocked out Brenna's name. I blocked out Blake's name. They're all in my blocked words. So those that are gonna say in my comments, they will get approved only for this stream only. Any other videos, no.
Yeah.
And I want to say something to all the people that were affected by him and all that stuff. So I'm very sorry for what I did. I'm sorry for leaving you all out. I'm sorry for following him around. I'm sorry for make you all not trust me. I'm just sorry for being manipulated by him.
Don't be sorry for being manipulated. Oh my god.
And not only that, but I'm also sorry to the people that were affected by him.
Yeah.
And I will say it's been hard trying to come to terms with it. It's been hard, and it's gonna keep being hard to this day. It is, but I hope that now you guys understand the whole story as to what happened and why all this needed to be said.
I also want to say, I feel like, I'm pretty sure Fish went to bed by now, but
Fish messaged something in the thing. They said, "I will never blame someone who was also a victim."
Yeah. I did get permission from Fish to read this out if you want me to.
Yeah,
Nick.
yeah. I kind of want to say some other stuff too.
Okay. Just let me know when.
Yeah. Now, to all the people that I have reconciled with in Darkbox's group, I wanna say once again that I am sorry. I'm sorry, AG, that I left. I hurt you. I'm sorry, Sailor Peace. I'm sorry, Darkbox. I'm sorry, Sarah, aka Tail Twister. And all in all, I'm also sorry to you as well, Sonic Speed Network. I'm sorry for...
Were they one of those people?
Yes.
Oh. Yeah.
I'm just sorry to everyone that I hurt by siding with Blake for so long. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm not. I just want y'all to understand.
I can say, Nick. It's not your fault for being manipulated, but this is a lesson on, like, where to see the signs of someone trying to force you to do things that you don't want to, you know? Um, no one thinks it's really your fault. You did White Knight. That is like the only downside about that.
Yeah.
You did White Knight and took what they said to heart and didn't trust anyone else because they were the only ones in your heart, you know? And a lot of people understand that because a lot of people were also wronged by Blake. A lot of people. I like, a lot of people here don't know just how, like, the after Surge of Madness, it was just a redemption arc. He was on his redemption arc, right, Nick?
Yeah.
Your redemption.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And and like another issue that kind of occurred was when I was still friends with Blake and Red, because I did kind of forget to bring this up, but there was a point where they also wanted me to separate myself from Multiverse Shadow because saying, "Oh, Multiverse of Warriors." Oh. I'm just like, bro, like, I literally gave him my fucking blessing. It's fine.
They thought he was copying.
Yeah, they literally thought that they stole from me, even though that it's his own thing. I mean, you can't really copy the name Multiverse, and you can't copy the name Sonic. So, as long as you're not stealing the designs as long as you're not stealing the design that I made for Multiverse Sonic or any other characters that I did, then that's okay by me.
That's also another thing. They had a really twisted way of getting people active in Nick's server. It was either they threatened to be active, otherwise they would be kicked out of the server. Now again, I will mention the reason why the server is not like really that public right now is because, you know, he's taking things bit by bit for this whole thing.
Yeah.
But like, even to this day, he gets people who are like, you know, refuse to like acknowledge the things that happen, and they're like, oh, take Brenna, bring Brandy back and all that stuff.
Yeah,
or
I've been
quit
getting
your
a
channel.
lot. I've been getting a lot of those videos and pings on Blue Sky of this individual that wants to go out of their way to say that I'm still affiliated with Blake and Brenna when I'm not. Even when I sent them the clip, I even responded them in their comments. I said that, you know, like, I'm not affiliated with them. Look at this clip and you'll know. And their response to that, oh, I saw it. I'm just choosing to ignore it. And
at that point,
that literally sounds like an influencer. That literally sounds like an influencer.
Ignore it.
But
I just choose to ignore that, like, you know, your previous actor was a pedophile, and if you don't let this pedophile back, then I think you should just quit your channel because I want to watch pedophiles.
That's what that sounds like to me.
Yeah.
Thanks for the follow.
And then, thank you, Erica Myers, for the sub. Thank you. But yeah, and then there was also people that would say that, like, you know, they would go out of their way to tell me, like, oh, Nick's not my real name, but it is. You know, it is. It's my real name. And, you know, all of it's just been a huge weight on my shoulders, and it makes me feel good that to talk about this, you guys. It makes me feel really good, and, you know, it feels nice. It feels really nice to talk about this, that I'm able to tell you guys the reason as to why I can't and won't bring back these characters. And it you know, when it comes to my to the people that I hurt in the past, it isn't about, you know, it was never ever about attention Like in this time right now, it isn't about all that. This is like about redemption. And
Acceptance. Too.
and acceptance, and me coming to terms with what happened. So it's more so, and the trauma's still gonna be there, no matter how many times I say that I come to terms with it. It's still gonna be there.
Yeah.
It's still gonna hurt me. It's still gonna be there, unfortunately. I just hope that now you guys understand completely as to why these characters cannot and will never be coming back to the channel. They'll be mentioned by name, yes. Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Tavar.
Thank you,
I'm gonna read it out real quick.
Yeah,
So
go ahead.
Tavaria Sailor P says, "Let it be known too, no matter the character and who owns it, don't whine or complain if they do return, especially
If they don't
with
return.
what has been revealed tonight.
Thanks for the
Just
follow.
don't complain about healing." That's what this is all about. This is just, it's a way for Nick to heal. It's a way for us to heal. And hopefully it's a way for his victim to heal as well. I also want to state, as bad as Blake and Brenna are, I don't want, not even one of you, to go after them.
Nor wish
They've
death
already
upon
dug
them.
they've already dug themselves into a hole.
Yep.
This is not for that. This is not to make
Thanks
that
for the
hole
follow.
deeper. This is just so Nick can have his word out there. He needs this.
I needed this really badly. And I will say, once again, do not attack or harass or wish death upon these people. All I say for you guys to do is just look at it how it is. You saw the evidence. Accept it. Move on. And that's that.
Yeah.
Because if you go out of your way to go after them, what's that's going to say about you? It'll make you look just as bad as they are. It will. Hands down. It's inevitable.
They don't need it anyway.
They don't
They've
need- they don't
like
need
I
it.
said,
They're already
they've
in a hole.
already they're already in a hole. They're not accepted in the Sonic fandom anymore. You know, this is well known across the Sonic fandom as far as I know. Obviously there is a group that doesn't know, and you know, that it's understandable. It does happen, you know, but just understand that, you know, as long as they keep to themselves and don't try to go after minors, you know, any
Oh.
further.
Yeah. So
That's all that matters.
now, to release the energy that is deep inside me when it comes to me telling this to Blake and Brenna, because I know they're going to be seeing this. So I'm going to tell y'all this. You guys have hurt me beyond repair. You have hurt so many fucking people. You don't even know. You don't even know. You are two-faced. You are inconsiderate. You are monsters in your own right. You have hurt Darkbox, his group of friends. You even hurt me and I didn't even realize it. It took Brooke for me to realize that that Blake was gonna leave me anyway. It didn't matter whether or not if I left Brooke or not. Plan was still gonna have you leave me anyway. It was still gonna happen. Wouldn't matter. Bottom line is that you did care about me. Yeah, that may be true. But you cared about me the wrong way. You cared about me because you wanted me to succeed. You wanted me to succeed and you had faith in me. But you wanted me to succeed your way. You stopped treating me like friends Instead, you started treating me like my parents. Parents that I didn't fucking want. And when you're going out of your way to become the thing that you hate the most, the thing that you despise the most, speaks volumes. That like a long time ago, Blake, you along with one of our other friends exposed a PDF. But guess what? Now you're becoming just like that person, and you are them. Hands down, you are. You have hurt me more times than you can count. No amount of apologies, no amount of anything can restore what you did to me. And same thing goes with all the people that you affected. There's no healing from this. I'm doing my best to heal. As long as I try, that's what matters. As long as I try, that's what matters. I know I'm gonna get better. It might not be tomorrow, it might not be in a few years, but it will be soon. And I told you this on the day of our argument. I told you that I'm not giving up on my dream. I will not stop until I get that YouTube play button. That is my dream. That is my dream. Not your dream, mine. I am not gonna stop until I achieve my dream. I am not gonna stop. I am not gonna falter. I am not gonna give up until it is done. When I set my mind to something, I don't stop I don't stop until I'm not gonna stop until it's done. I'm not gonna stop. I'm never gonna stop. People all across, people have been doubting me. People have been doubting me. And guess what? By the time I get that play button, I'll prove them wrong. I'm gonna prove you wrong that as a matter of fact, I already did prove you wrong that I can do this for a living without you. Because you thought that the only reason why that this channel was so successful because of you. And Brenna, no. You see, it's not just the content that I provide that makes the channel what it is. It's the people that make the channel what it is. It's the fans. It's the fans. It's always been them. True fans. These 300 people that came out, these are true fans. All of them.
I love you.
I love you too. And no matter, and it doesn't matter what people throw at me. It doesn't matter who's gonna throw what at me. I'm never gonna stop fighting. I'm not letting go of this dream. This is my dream. I'm gonna get to 100,000 subs. I'm gonna get that YouTube play button. And I will excel further than that. And until all that, and until I get to that point, I will fight. I will fight for that dream. I'm done being your puppet. I'm done being your lapdog. I am my own person. I am my own being. I'm not gonna stop. I'm never gonna stop. Ever.
God, the chat's going wild. Oh my god.
And like... And then the same with you, Brenna. You played me like a fiddle. You played me like a fiddle. And now... You're on the road to manipulation alongside Blake. I hope you're proud of yourself. I really hope you are, because if you think that being manipulated, or anything like that, and siding with PDS is gonna get you in life, you can have it. I'll be over here with these guys. I'll be over here. You can start being the person that likes getting manipulated by PDFs and criminals alike. I'll be, cause I'm gonna party with these guys till the end of time.
To the multiverse.
Every time I open up a stream, it's a party for these guys. A party which you aren't invited to. But I will say one thing, yes. You two have done some good for this channel. Some good. And I thank you for it. But because of everything that it went down, bets are off. All bets are off. All of it. So... But yeah, I appreciate every single one of you coming out here and hearing me out. I appreciate
Nick,
it.
can I say, so you know that part in ReZero where he has that speech?
Yeah.
You just did it. You just did that.
Oh my god.
You just did that.
Come on, Brooke. Let me have
No,
this.
I'm serious. I'm serious though. Like it actually sent me to tears. I'm not kidding. Like that was like it was sweet. You know. I'm lucky that was me that helped him out. When Nick had told me that he was given the ultimatum, I will let you know Nick did have to make an alt account so that he can cater to them and me. He didn't want to let me go. I had told him if they were gonna do that because of me for a situation that they don't really understand, then he was gonna lose them anyway. Between that and already losing the I guess super chats still were shit.
Oh,
Oh no.
I did not expect that.
Oh no.
Oh fuck.
I'm sorry,
I thought I
Ryan
turned it
Coon.
off.
Yeah, we did
Oh,
like
shit.
have super chats off for this.
Yeah, I had super chats
I
off.
do appreciate it. Hey Brookie, I'm so sorry.
I thought I turned that
Both-
shit off. Fucking hell.
Yeah. Whether be best
so
friend
sorry.
or consider like a family. Yeah. Thank you, Ryan Coon.
Yeah.
I will ask though for those. We do appreciate the support, but
Yeah. Monetization is also off for this stream as well.
yeah.
That's why y'all are
this
not
is-
getting ads. This is like
Yeah.
an unpaid stream.
We're saying this just to say. But yeah, so I had told Nick oh my god.
Oh no.
Please
Oh,
refrain
no.
from doing the super chats. Please, guys.
Yes. Please,
Please,
no
please,
super
please.
chats.
Please. We do appreciate it. We do appreciate it. Thank you, but
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate it. But I don't want to make money off of this situation. I really don't.
Yeah. Save them for another stream. Yes, definitely.
Yeah, save them for another stream. Thank you.
You're fine. You're fine, Minato. You didn't know.
You didn't know.
We didn't really
I'm
say
sorry.
it.
Yeah, I did say it. I should have said it in the beginning. That's on me. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
guys.
It's okay. But yeah, back to what we were saying. So, I had told Nick, and again, he was unsure about this situation, right? He thought I was the one in the wrong because I had made an assumption. That's what they thought I did. When, yeah, of course, when someone hears that, and mind you,
Yeah.
I didn't do anything else after that, right? I didn't do anything else. It was those people who had done stuff, but just leaving a server shouldn't be groundbreaking. But yeah, when Blake or it was really just Blake, right, who did the ultimatum.
Mm-hmm.
I had told Nick that if they were willing to do that for a situation they don't understand, they're planning on leaving him anyway. Like, they're already thinking about it.
Yeah.
Like, and it made sense because the fact I didn't even know it was 5 times. From in my perspective, it was 2, because a year prior from that, he was upset about it, and then they were like, oh, they and mind you, they blamed it on him. They said that all they wanted from him, like all he wanted in their perspective, is all he wanted was video stuff from them. So he was like, okay, I'm just gonna focus on friend stuff then, like no videos, just friend stuff. And then sometimes
And then
Blake would be like, all right, let's do video.
And then I took an 8-month break. And I kind of lost a lot of my revenue because of it, and that's kind of where I went, I went down under. And then, that's when I started teaming up with Brooke, Broker, Shadow, Fallen Star, Fish. They all got me back to this point, especially Darkbox, AG, Varia, and all these people that I've reconciled with. I'm grateful for it. But at the end of the day, I don't deserve it.
Oh, come on. Don't do that. Don't do that, honey. Look, I know you don't feel like you deserve it, because think of it this way. You were fortunate enough to have that snapped out of you. You didn't end up like Brenna. You did not end up like Brenna. Because Brenna is in a similar situation.
Mm-hmm.
She's also being manipulated by him. And while she's doing a lot of not so good stuff herself, she would go the extra mile. Nick wouldn't do that. He just did whatever to support the people he thought he was close to. He even told me he considered them like family. And but Nick, your decisions and your choices were not bad. Like, you might have thought they were bad because you were scared.
Mm-hmm.
You have to learn you have to forgive yourself too.
Yeah, I know. And that's gonna take a while. Unfortunately, that is gonna take a while.
Yeah. And while it didn't happen to me because I have a way with words, as you can see.
Yeah, you do. You do.
I have a way with words. 301. Yeah, no, there was at least 350 people here earlier.
360 plus, actually, yeah.
360. Oh, wow. There was a lot. There's still a lot of people. Oh my god. Is this becoming a regular? But I will say, I do, you should like understand the situation you were in, and at the time you did feel trapped. You were trapped, right?
I was trapped.
Yeah. Like the worst you did was just silently unfriend people. You didn't harass anybody. You didn't call people names like Brenna did. You didn't you didn't like
Yeah, there was
you didn't
also like a
Yeah.
question that Speed said back way before. Apparently they said like, "Oh, is Blake white?" And I said, "Yeah, he is." I was gonna say, "Yeah, he is white." And what I did find out is that he said a lot of racist tones.
Yeah.
That's what I found out from Dark, Speed, a couple others, and that's what I found out. So, and oh my god, that's an old friend I see there.
Mm-hmm.
Oro.
He's also grossly transphobic. Yeah, I've been meaning to like.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine. This is about you
Yeah.
for the most part.
I think Oro also remembers SSJ Blake. Oro, do you remember SSJ Blake from back then in our Dragon Ball phase?
Why is Magma the Hound saying, "Hey Brooke, I hope you get 100K"?
He was a cooler. He was a cooler, and he was also a Vegeta.
Mm-hmm.
He was a cooler back then, like somewhere like in 2018. Yeah, yeah. Now you remember. Yeah. It's nice seeing you again, though. Here, just so I know that it's you. Just so I know.
I think I remember you meant I think I remember seeing them in older streams, and you had mentioned them by name. I don't know. Wait, or unless that's your no wait, I'm thinking of your OC. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of that OC, the one that's Oreo flavored.
Oh, Orion.
Yeah, I'm
Orion.
thinking of Orion. Do you want me to say the
go ahead.
thing?
Yep, go ahead.
So, as I said before, Fish had given me permission to mention this in the server. So, he said, when it comes time, I give you full permission to tell my story. So, I'll give you a statement to refer off of. After a suggestive art piece I made of my own Sona, who is trans, like me, I was berated by the two after the fact. They told me I was gross and transphobic, which is weird. They said that I wasn't actually transgender and that I was simply fetishizing it. To see cisgender people telling a trans man his identity was invalid and was simply fetishizing it. Even though Blake would often use transphobic slurs to refer to not only my Sona, but me as well. Oh god. After this, I broke ties with everyone, including Nick. That wasn't in the thing, but Nick was included in this. I was too scared to try to explain the situation to Nick because of how much I cared for him. I couldn't bear the thought of him telling me I was disgusting too. So I left without saying a word. And for a brief time, I even detransitioned because I believed them. I believed I was disgusting. I regret all of that to this day. I wish so badly I had stayed. I wish so badly I stuck around instead of running away. It's something that resulted in many sleepless nights and kept me up at night. But Nick still found me again, and I never seen him happier. I'm so happy to find him, finally see him thrive and grow into a wonderful person he is now. To add on, Blake would constantly make sexual and crude comments about parts of my body I felt extremely dysphoric over, and mocking my SA/trauma. Yikes. Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes.
Yeah.
Like that's just outright gross. Um, mm, my I don't have much other than the things I like. Aside from them, um, I should probably explain this one bit. There was a point in time where me and Nick were not friends. We had stopped being friends, right? Because as I had said before, they were very um erotic to a certain extent. And I had a friend
Yeah.
who, yes, I am going to explain this. I'm not going to name the names. I'm not going to name the person. I don't really talk to them anymore because they don't hardly do stuff on VRChat anymore. But this person would hang around Blake and Nick. This was before Brenna was in the picture, by the way. And she started to have feelings for Blake, right? She started to have feelings for Blake and would, as Nick said before, it's like, it's the isolation thing. Nick likes, or not Nick, Blake likes to isolate people, and it's like, oh, you're constantly hanging out with me now. You're only hanging out with me now. Like, it's every night. It's overnight. This is, I will say, unfortunately, this is also why, I don't know if this is why, actually, you have your sleeping habits, but this was active then too. But yeah, so she had feelings for Blake, and someone else had feelings for Blake as well, and she was like, you know what, no, it's fine, you can have him, right? But they would still do their funny erotic stuff. And remember how I said before that they would fluster? They would go out and fluster these people. He would turn around and act like it was her fault. Her fault um for her wanting that, even though they never like actively said, "Hey, I don't want this anymore." This does correlate. Don't worry.
Yeah.
TLDR, it very much was off-putting to me, and I was like, I don't like this. So I stopped being friends with both Nick and Blake for a time, because they were two peas in a pod, and like I was not okay with that. Because like from the way they were acting, it was both of them were saying these things. Both of them were acting like she was the one enabling this, when it was them who was, or really specifically Blake, enabling it. There was a rumor, a very nasty rumor, while we were not friends, that Nick had done things to me, which it had never happened. That never happened. And it was really bad, and I didn't like that. I was like, what the fuck, and Blake believed I did it. Blake believed I made the rumor, and I was like, why would I make a rumor like that? One, that's not possible. We're in VR. I was in Houston at the time. It wasn't like I could meet him in person. And secondly, like, I got together with my now ex before anything could happen. But yeah, even during all that, he still believed it. It was terrible.
Yeah.
He's the reason. He's also the reason why me and Nick started talking again, and yet he still ended up believing it.
Yeah,
and I just don't understand.
And here's the thing about it, is that when Blake and I had that argument, when me, Blake, and Brenna had that had that argument, there was a point where I got on the subject about, like, you know, oh, well then what about with me reconciling with Brooke and all that shit, and then he responds by saying that, you know, that the only reason why, that yes, the reason why me and Brooke became friends again was because of them, but the thing was is that they never wanted it in the first place. It was only because someone told them to. So they literally lied to me.
Yeah. They lied to him and me, because if they if they really didn't want that, then they shouldn't have never brought us together in the first place. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
If anything, by the way, he's very respectful for that kind of thing. Very, very, very respectful. Very, very respectful. He wants to make sure everything's okay. So, yeah, no. Like, hell no on that. The Great Ice says, I'm confused. Why aren't they coming back? Look earlier in the stream. We have discussed, we're like towards the end of it now. It's been 2 hours. Come on. Catch up.
Yeah, just
catch up.
Look through the stream. You'll understand the context and everything like that.
TLDR, PDF, essay, manipulation, all that stuff. Stinky. Because of that, no characters coming back. Please understand. If not, get out the door. That's all we have.
Yeah, but
can it be longer?
But but anyway, I want to think. So as much as I do want to make this stream longer, it is currently 2:18 in the morning. And I want everyone to finally understand that this is my choice. This is my decision. If y'all were true fans, you would respect my decision that Blake and Brenna are no longer coming back, and now you know the reason why. And this is also to give myself some form of closure on everything. And I am glad that you guys stuck around, heard everything that I wanted to say. Special thanks to Simi for giving me the drive link to the evidence so I could present it to you guys, or at least some of the evidence. But yeah. And then, and also special thanks to Brooke for staying here with me, making sure I didn't explode in anger. I know before I did, and I'm sorry for that. But I'm glad.
No, you're just very passionate.
Yeah. But yeah. What are these comments though? Let me, because I haven't been reading them. So, Kitty Emily says, I'll say this though, through all this, Nick, I knew you were never a bad person, and even if you were with them back then, I never had beef with you at all. I'm glad your voice is being heard. We all love you. I appreciate that. But yeah, I want all of y'all to. I want to thank all of you guys for sticking around for this stream. Thank you for motivating me. And everything else. Just I appreciate it very much.
Yeah.
And not only that, but also one last time, I expect y'all to not go after these people. Like we said, they already dug themselves a hole. Let them bury themselves in it. this is more so to give you guys a reason as to why Brandy, Dodger, and Metal aren't coming back ever. They are never coming back, and I expect y'all to respect that wish. If not, then, well, I tried.
I tried.
People are, I mean, totally someone's not thinking that I'm some narcissistic, pathological, egotistical lie. I'm sorry.
Nikki.
God, I love foxes.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
Nikki.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Um, I want to thank you all for experiencing this, and I know like things like this can get stressful. Serious talks like these can get very stressful. I understand that. I get that. I also get that hearing someone that you once loved and cared for is now stinky and bad.
Mhm.
I like you guys. I know are affected too, and are being affected as we speak. I do understand.
But we will get through this together. And as a community,
we hope for a bright future. Yeah.
and like I said, as a community, we all help each other. We stick together, and we. God, I swear to God, if I see a fucking comment from Fish relating to the reality thing, I swear to fucking God. But yeah, I just really, I hope this was a great explanation for you guys to understand and everything like that. And it feels good. It feels like a weight's been lifted off my shoulders. Sure, trauma's still there, but you can't get rid of it, unfortunately. You can't.
But we're here together.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll make it through. Okay?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I want to thank you all so much for stopping by. Thank you, everyone, for sticking around, especially the 360 plus people that came out and listened to everything that I had to say. Let's hope for a bright future ahead of us and for this channel as well. Let's hope for that. And yeah, anything you want to say?
I do like I will say me working with Nick, and I'm not used to any of this. I'm just an artist and I role play as people. I don't even consider myself a voice actor. You guys, now, like, of course there are some bad apples, but a lot of you are so sweet, so supportive, and you guys should be proud of yourselves. You guys should be proud of just, we're I feel like a lot of us who have been affected, like Guido earlier, like Fish, like obviously Nick, just a lot of people that were affected. Obviously we don't have the minor, but like all of us people were affected, at some capacity. I was probably the least, but because I didn't deal with this shit. But like, you've all been so sweet and so supportive, and you guys should be proud of that. You guys should be proud of just how you are, and you know, you're helping us and, you know, many others. Like, this includes like Dark, this includes Tavaria, this includes Tail Twister, this includes AG, this includes so many people. You guys are helping those people along. Be proud of that.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, so once again, thank you all so much. And with that being said, later, my multiversal comrades.